Greetings, you absolutely beautiful people. How are you doing today? Welcome back to Uncle Lou's Kitchen. Folks, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making one of the easiest recipes you can find probably in the world, but on my channel. I'm going to be making the spiced apple crumble, 100% vegan, but I'm adding 2 extra ingredients. But other than that, if you don't want to get too wild with it, 4 ingredients. 4, that's all it takes. Guys, before we get cooking, remember, if you like vegan food, vegetarian, plant-based, there are no animals or animal products on my channel, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will love you for it. Have an amazing day, guys. Let's get cooking. Whoosh.
So for this recipe, you're going to want 4 Bramley or cooking apples, 1 regular apple, 150 grams of self-raising flour, 80 grams of vegan butter, 50 plus grams of sugar, I'm using brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ginger powder. So we're going to start off by peeling all of our apples and chopping them up into fine little cubes. We're going to separate the 4 large ones and the small one, but we're going to start off by adding them to a pan and filling it up 1/4 of the way with water. No more than 1/4 because you'll just end up spending hours on cooking it.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so about 5-10 minutes have passed. You can see now, look, this is drained, the apples are getting soft, and here you're left with essentially apple juice and water, really. Okay, another 5 minutes have passed. It's starting to take shape now. You can see the apples are starting to disintegrate. It should become really saucy, and that's when we're going to start to add the sugar in, once it's concentrated and diluted down. Okay, now we're on to the last 5 minutes here, as you can see. Once you can split it down the middle, and you can see it takes more than a second to come back to normal. This is when we're moving on to the next stage. Now we're going to start flavouring it up with adding our spices. Now, first of all, I'm going to add the cinnamon in there. Going to add, again, these are both optional, ginger. I'm going to give that a stir. Now, not including the original amount of sugar that I told you in the beginning, this part is completely to taste. You're going to make it as sweet or as unsweet as you want. So I'm just going to start gradually adding sugar in there now. Again, this is not the same amount of sugar that I've got for the rest. There's a reason that I've separated it. I'll put 3 tablespoons in there, start it off, see how we go. To be honest, at this stage I can even turn it off, it's fine. So I've turned the gas off and I'm just stirring. And I'm going to give that a quick taste. Now, do you remember we saved another apple on the side? Now, that particular apple was a different variety. I think it was Granny Smith. Simply because it's a bit sweeter than the brownie apples. Now what I'm going to do, this is just a trick. This is just, what I'm going to do is just sprinkle this in. And this is just going to add, just say texture afterwards. Just gives it a sweeter bite. You don't have to do this. This is just a touch. And that's it. Now what we're going to do is let that cool down, and I'm going to move on to the crumble itself. Now here I have my self-raising flour. Usually I'd remove my rings, but I've just become so fat lately that I can't even do that, but that's okay. So what we're going to do, I've got my vegan butter here. In fact, I'll just add it all in because I know that this is the quantity. So literally what I want to do is break that up and fluff it up. Now I'm going to add my sugar.
Now after a little while, you'll find that what you've got left is the crumble itself. Don't panic if you see that there's a few lumps in there. A few lumps is normal, just try not to make them too big. And if you can see that it isn't crumbling correctly, just feel free to add a little bit of extra flour in there, not too much, don't overdo it. But add some gradually, bit by bit, and it should sort itself out. And once we've crumbled that all up, we're just going to pour in our mix into our baking tray. Special thanks to Kobi Khalif, the legend, for giving me his baking tray for making this recipe. Super appreciated, bro. And what we're going to do now is literally just sprinkle our crumble mixture on the top. That's it. Make sure you've got it in all the corners. And we're going to sprinkle some sugar lightly on the top as well. Now for cooking, we're going to put it in for 25 minutes into a preheated oven on 180 degrees C. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it in the description here.
So that's now out of the oven. It smells absolutely divine. and it's a golden brown colour, exactly how we want it. And let's give it a tap. There you go. So we're going to bring that down to a normal temperature that we can work with it, because if I cut through it now, it's just going to make a mess. And yeah, it's burning hot. Don't forget it's caramelized, so there's sugar in there and applesauce and yeah, the stuff nightmares are made of if you put that in your mouth right now. Okay, right, so we're just going to let that rest. I'll cut it up and plate it up, and I'll show you guys what it looks like afterwards.
And here we have it, folks. Look at that. Absolutely yummy. That's nice. Now, I'm just going to pour on some custard. This is completely vegan. This is from Alpro. I'm going to try and make this look artistic, but... how's that? Can't even see it. That'll do. Nice and fancy. And now... look at that. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it is done. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I can tell you now this recipe is delightful. It's so good. The crumble comes out really exactly like a regular crumble. The only thing that's really making it vegan is the butter that I'm using. Other than that, incredible recipe. I hope you do get to try this out and enjoy it for yourselves. Have a good one, folks. Don't forget, if you like vegan food, plant-based, as always, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day, guys. And once again, folks, thanks again for being here. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that you would like me to make in the next or future episodes. And of course, a massive thank you to my darling mother for giving me this recipe. Absolute pleasure. Always tasty. Love you, mama. Bye for now.
This is so beautiful. So nice.